back. This indeed is going to be Philosophy 14. And thank you for moving forward with the teaching, following through. We're going to go with the discipline and the spiritual submission that's necessary for the discipline for us to build what we need to build from a conscious state of mind and not the inverse embodiment of the mind that manifests things physically. You understand? We got to get away from that because once we do that, we're back in this opposite matter position of order and brain in a paradigm that continues to shift and goes on and is controlled and continues to destroy as it builds, creating an illusion that builds in a paradigm that shifts, that is not a straight line. And there's something also you must know. In this paradigm of the program, which is an illusion that is not real and is of a physical construct, and it does everything to distract you from your conscious mind. You see, it's not present. To be in the present, you're going to have to be in a state of stillness, calm, focus, balance, humility, and set apart from every distraction that you're susceptible to. And this is what Yasha would go off and do many a times throughout their spiritual journey. You see, would go off into the wilderness, 40 days, 40 nights. He would go for walks alone by himself to be one with the Father and with the All, you see, and set thyself apart from every distraction outside of the one, you see. Mhm, mhm. And didn't give an excuse for the need of food, which is also in esoteric tradition as fasting and celibacy, going without, and of course the bathroom situation. I'll leave that sacred because at some point certain things ought to be private, but there things are necessary for cleanliness, which we all know. Yeshua didn't go without cleansing because the baptism in itself was a form of cleansing as well as bathing, but a symbolism of cleansing in the physical body was the spiritual symbolism of cleansing yourself from the paradigm and the shift and the inverse of control that destroys and continues to do this in an illusion that is not real balance or a straight line, and it's not present. And again, if it's not present, it's not eternal, it's not immortal. We're going to get to that. Now, I'm trying to, it's a lot to unpack, but here we are. Right now, in the paradigm that we're in, let's continue to shift and continue to destroy and control by susceptible distractions that would have us from our conscious mind in a still manner to center ourselves, to discipline ourselves, and balance ourselves in a spiritual submission has started with the mind first and has caused, the medical term is metastasis. Yes, metastasis. Metastasis is a form where a cancer begins somewhere malignantly and it spreads. You see, now that I've got you to understand the stasis of the paradigm that we're in is in metastasis. Metastasis. That's the medical term. Now we're going to get over here to my realm, which is also as an esoteric state, meaning spiritual. that we're in the physical body from the distractions of everything that we are distracted from is causing a physical metastasis, as well as what? A spiritual metastasis. And here it can start anywhere in the body, but in according to esoterics and spiritual metastasis starts in the mind. It's going to start in the mind, you know, and this is where the spiritual cancer of metastasis starts to spread from the mind to the thoughts, to the words, and to the actions. That that also goes in the fact that it wants to emulate the paradigm to control when they have no sense of what control is. An illusion that destroys things within a paradigm that will have you believe otherwise. Now, you can sit in the paradigm by yourself and sit back and start to observe from true observation and see this for yourself as I have done myself. Um, from the spiritual journey, I think it's 6 years now for sure. I've done a lot of observation from true observation in discipline and spiritual submission and not being susceptible to distractions to really truly observe the paradigm for what in which it is. You're outside of discipline. You look see outside of discipline. The paradigm is outside of discipline, and it looks to control. People are emulating the paradigm and looking to control and destroy. This is why you have this rampant actions of people just out here now, just doing things outside of sure discipline of their minds, leaving them in a state of paradigm and acting in an inverse manner, which is opposite manner, position of order or rank of perfection outside of the mind. You understand? And and it goes with what you have given your spirit susceptible, what you put in your mind and distracted your mind with for so long. You see, has 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 become a cancer that is destroying you. Okay, with physical metastasis and also spiritual metastasis. Excuse me. And this is a paradigm cycle that's going on all over the world, and it's gone on over and over and over. True observation and away from distractions and the discipline and the spiritual submission of these things outside of wanting to be cleansed and things like that of that nature. And discipline, you won't ever have the mind enough discipline to even see that you are being controlled and are living in an illusion that is actually destroying you spiritually, mentally, and physically. And the construct and the mantra of O Sacred Water Spiritual Academy of Peace is mind, body, spirit, within, up top. Yes. And getting to this form of discipline, you know, spiritual submission that's necessary to get to the esoteric cure of this spiritual metastasis that is occurring. You're going to have to separate yourself from the distractions you're susceptible to. True observation. Now, unless that's implemented, you know, you're going to constantly be outside of discipline and continue to believe, which is going to be a false sense of belief, an illusion that you're building yourself. Like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing great for myself. And it's all the while, spiritual metastasis is occurring because these distractions have gone from the mind to the physical construct all the way down to you spiritually. And, malignant, the physical construct of malignant cancer, once it spreads, they're like it is no cure. So the sooner you can start this spiritual submission and discipline, the more that you can free yourself from this paradox, it's paradoxical and shift Some other things along with that that it's going to take. We're going to have to move forward to the next philosophy.